Hey everybody, it's a Friday night. I'm tired. I'm in bed. Um, I don't ever broadcast from my bed, but I can't shake what's on my mind, so I figured I'd share it. Donna Wakefield, hey there. Susie Atkins, hey Susie. Marquita, what's up, Kita? Coretta Pelsi Carter, what's happening? Corey Skinner, what's up, bro? E-Mac, what's happening? Evelyn Stewart, hey there. Sean William, what up, bro? Stephanie Henry Johnson, what's happening? Crystal McCall, what's going on? Susie Atkins, you was thinking God is moving? My little sister's on India Songbird. What's up, India? Coretta Pelsi Carter. Hey, Coretta. What's going on, lady? Thank you so much, Coretta. Thank you so much. So, in recent news, John Gray is on the little talk show in Atlanta. Well, not little, but he's on a talk show in Atlanta, and I really believe that he was praising his wife. But he said a couple of things that really caught my attention. So I'm not getting on here bashing him. This is not about him. He was giving his testimony on what his wife had been to him. And I think he's entitled to that, even if we don't agree with him. He's bragging on his wife. She had to birth him. I wanted to ask, well, how long she had to carry you, Doc? You might have been. But I think he was praising his wife because oftentimes men get married and we are not grown. And it's unfortunate that the woman has to grow the man up. And he was just basically saying that she's his superwoman. And I kind of wanted to get on tonight to kind of give a little clarity, put my 2 cents on it. I don't think women should have to be our superwoman. I really don't. That whole model, I believe a woman should be super, but I don't believe she has to be superwoman. And I think we are wearing our women out because the expectation and the demand is so great. Our needs are so demanding. Many of us men are immature, and as a result of that, she has to be superwoman and do everything. And that's not a compliment to the man if the woman is having to be superwoman. The whole term ideology of superwoman, I get it. There's not a man in the home. You got to do what you got to do. But with the man in the home, she shouldn't have to be superwoman. To be honest, even without a man being in the home, there ought to be men around her that are helping her take up the slack. And I know that we're in a different day and time, but one of the things I was sharing with a friend of mine this week, one of the things when I was growing up, I had uncles, there were men in the church, I had mentors, I had Boy Scout leaders, Cub Scout leaders. All of them had a hand in teaching me what was right. And I think we put unrealistic demands on women. We expect them to be freaking everything. And I think that's a problem. It's unbiblical. It's unfair. And I'm going to tell you this, especially black women. And I'm not being funny, but the leading cause of death for black women is heart disease. Did you not know that heart disease is triggered not just by diet, but stress? We stress her out. We're some lazy men. We want her to work. We want her to be our psychiatrist. And then you have all this new generation of man is terrible because they're emotionally unstable. So now the woman has to not only carry you don't make enough money, but now she has to carry your emotions. And I do not believe that God intended for it to be this way. And I think this is a system that is failing and it's out of whack because we're not being men. Hey, that's right, Terry Brown. Do you want to come on, bro? You want to come on, Terry Brown, or you just want to text? And I'm serious. I think this passive, weak mentality of a man that has been portrayed before our eyes, I think it's a bad example. It's a bad testimony. And we're killing our women because they're having to carry too much. If you want to go back to the beginning, God created everything and put the man in the garden to till the ground before he put the woman there, because it was not his desire for the woman to work in the same way that the man. It was the desire for God for the woman to be his gift. And we are abusing our gift. This culture has breeded a group of women that are carrying too much. And you shouldn't have to be giving birth to no man. And again, I'm not knocking what John Gray, I'm not knocking him. I just believe a little different than him. He's praising his wife for having to be all of that. But if she had to be all that to you, you shouldn't have married her. Yeah. My father told me this. He said, before you bring a woman into your life, and y'all got to understand, this was back in the 90s when he's telling me this. Before you get married, you need to have $10,000 in the bank saved. That's your savings. And then in your everyday account, you need to have $5,000. You know, so he was saying you need to have $15,000 before you think about getting married. And that was in the 90s. That was in the 90s. You know, we'd go through $5,000, $10,000 now in a couple of months. I think before a man marries a woman, he needs to be financially straight to provide her with security where she doesn't have to work. Her working should be a choice. It shouldn't be a demand because of the demands of life. If a woman's going to take our last name, then we have to provide her with the security, the comfort, and the ease of carrying it. Working should not be mandatory for the woman. Now that's old school. I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but I just don't believe, especially if you're going into a marriage, that we got to have your salary and my salary. No, let's live, first of all, within our means. Let's buy what we can afford. And let's preserve the life of the woman because she's our gift. If a woman wants to get a job, she wants to work, I think the decision should be totally left up to her. I don't think the pressure of life and bills should have to be placed on her. That's why the woman is the weaker vessel. The man his shoulders are broad. John Gray is trying to appeal to his audience, which mostly is women. He knows how to pull at the heartstring of women. Well, I don't, and again, this, and you all hear my heart. I use John Gray as a point of reference with some of the things that he said, but I'm speaking in general. And I don't want to get on. I don't agree with what he said, but because I don't agree with him, I'm not going to bash him. So that's not, this ain't about John Gray. This is really about a man taking his place and being who he's supposed to be in the earth. The woman is the weaker vessel, which means God took pieces of the man and created the woman. She doesn't have the shoulders that a man have because the man is to carry the responsibility. He is the foundation for the family. And how are you going to be the foundation for the family and your wife is in charge and she's doing everything? And I think we're raising, I think a lot of our men in modern day have been mamaed to death. They're spoiled, pompous brats. And you have men don't know how to balance a checkbook. You have men that don't know how to cook. You know, and I don't think you're less than a man if you can't do those things. But I think the more versed you are, the better help you can be to the woman. And I understand that the woman is the helpmeet, but if y'all study that, it doesn't mean what you think it does. These men want women to raise kids and them. She say, how can a toddler be the head of that? You're right. Delta, you are right, but that's funny. How can a toddler be the head? That's true, man. That is true. That is true. That is so true. That is so true. It's the mama's boy syndrome in some cases where we've raised lazy men that don't have drive. They depend on that woman to do everything because our mothers did everything for us. My mama made me work. Now, if I didn't get nothing right in the house growing up, a good work ethic, oh yeah, we got that. We didn't get nothing else. We got that. I was taught don't wait on nobody and don't wait on anything and don't you dare wait on a woman to do something for you. My mom taught me how to cook. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to keep a house. I do it all. She taught me how to wash. Now, I had to help her with the washing because she used to put too much bleach in my underclothes and I broke out a few times. I had the raw hide. Ladies, y'all probably don't know nothing about that, but the fellas, you had the raw hide. They call it the cowboy, where they put too much bleach in your underclothes and you break out in that rash that's real sensitive. Takes the skin right off your thighs. But my mother taught me the things of the house. My father taught me the things. My father taught me how to work. My father taught me how to build. My father taught me how to be creative. And I know everybody doesn't have that balance, but we're in a generation where, these kids, they will research games and gaming and trades for shoes. They do all that stuff. Teach them how to research. I ain't going to sleep, Sean. I probably do. Teach them how to research how to take care of a woman. The man, in most cases, this generation, the only time the man want to be the man is when it come time to having sex. Then you want to lay it down. Well, you can't run a house off sex because eventually that's going to get old. She's going to want more from you. So I applaud all of our women, and I just want you all to know that there are some men who believe you shouldn't have to be superwoman. You shouldn't. That's not God's way. And the doctrine, let me give it to you this way. I'm the man of my house now. When I get married, I'm going to be the man of the house. My job is to be to her what Christ is to the church. The church ain't raising Christ. The church didn't give birth to Christ. Come on up in here. I feel my hip turning. The church didn't do that for Christ. Christ gave birth to the church. He died for the church. He laid his life down for the church. He provided the church with everything that they need. And that's what the man is supposed to be according to the word. He is supposed to be to his wife what Jesus is to the church. And there's too many weak men. Y'all dating these weak men. Men that don't have vision. Men that can't see beyond where you are and speak into your tomorrow to what you're supposed to be. Now, I hate to do this to you, sisters, but some of you don't know a good man when you see him. because you're sizing the value of a man and you're leaving it basically in the physicality. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be attracted, but at the same time, you ain't all that yourself. And some of these good men that are working, that understand responsibility, because they ain't 6 feet, y'all looking the other way, and you could be bypassing your blessing. Now you mess around, you get somebody that's 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", and they sorry, but the package look good. So you out and about, and you look good to the audience, you look good on social media, but you're miserable at home. Because you got a toddler running your house. Come on here, Delta. You got a toddler running your house. A real man understands responsibility and is not afraid to take it. A real man will take responsibility. He will run his house. A real man understands that his power is under control. A real man is meek, and meekness is power under control. He don't have to lord over his wife. Not a real man. He doesn't have to exert his power and remind her, I'm the man. I'm the man of this house. If you got to remind her who you are, you don't know. Come on through here. But a real man knows how to lead in wisdom and kindness. You know when you're dealing with a real man. You won't even try a real man. I'm telling you, it's something about a real man. You won't even try him. Stanley say he has a prophetic word. Type it out, Doc. And it's too many. It's too many. It is entirely too many women. You all are looking at that physical appearance, but he does not have the internals that a man is supposed to have. Some of these men so passive, they're not confrontational. They hate conflict. They run when something. So if you all are upstairs in the bed and you hear a noise downstairs and you marrying these mama's boys, who gonna go check the door? Some of these men, they hear gunshots, they gonna beat you running. You want a man that can protect you. And I'm gonna tell you something else. You can't control your frame, brothers, but get in the weight room, get some strength on you. Real men have physical weight, and they carry a weight in the spirit that you would never understand. Exactly, Brown. He's scared. It's a noise at the door, and both of y'all looking at each other. You the man. Negro, go check the door. A real man will fight for his woman. He'll lay down his wife. He'll lay down his life for his wife. That's a real man. Y'all fooling up with these jokers because of their physique and they look like they good in bed, and that's all you're going to get. And you shorten your own life because now you're working in overload because you're juggling too much, you're carrying too much, and you're not built to carry what's in your hand. Stanley Black talking about, nah, Rev, you out of order. Y'all got to excuse Stanley. He going to hell anyway. Yeah, eat some spinach. Put some weight on you. You need to have some strength on you. Doesn't mean that you have to look like you just left the gym, but you need to have some strength and some weight so nobody don't run up on you in your household. I'm going to tell you something else, brothers. If your wife can turn you over, don't marry her. Man, you need, I'm just saying. Let me tell you what we did for a hobby. We lift brick and stone for a hobby. We used to throw bricks at each other and catch it. And the first one to drop the brick was considered to be a punk. We used to lift 2x4s and scaffolds, and my dad had us building houses. We were lifting cars. Wasn't no jack. Me and my brothers were the jack. We'd get on the four corners of that car and lift it up in the air. Huh? I'm trying to help y'all. You can't judge a man by his size because strength is in your heart. But you got to have a little weight on you for that strength to manifest in the body. Come on. So the brothers, we got to do better. I don't want no superwoman. I want listen, when God gives me a wife, and when I say God gives me a wife, I know he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, findeth favor in the Lord. But I'm looking through the heart of God because I've looked outside and I'm not finding nothing. But when God gives me a wife, yeah, I'm sleepy, Stephanie. When God gives me, it's going to be through the heart of God. I don't want her coming in my house feeling like she got to be the protector. And look at Terry by now. He done switched out on me. He was on my team when we started. I'm going to protect her. And anybody know me, you don't run up on who I love. Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Get yourself in trouble. You around here dating these men, they invest all their money in clothes and shoes. You need to ask what your savings account look like. What your credit look like. Yeah, I know you're gifted, but do you have good credit? Can you count money? Trading shoes. Grown men trading shoes and playing video games and don't have no money in the bank. Don't have a savings. What's wrong with you? But you want to date him because he look good. There's more to life than looks, and you're going to find that out the older you get. All right. Well, I love y'all. Thank you for listening. I'm going to bed. Peace out. Think higher, speak life. Find your real man. Can you read out loud? Some of y'all dating these men that can't read. Come on. Huh? Woman shouldn't have to be a superwoman. She shouldn't. She shouldn't have to be. Keno talking about Stanley, shut up. Woman shouldn't have to be a superwoman. She really shouldn't. We ought to preserve our woman. We ought to protect her and let her be a lady. That's why some of these women out here, they look like men because the man ain't in his rightful place. Now she down there lifting weights. She all cut up and stuff. It's time for me to go to sleep. You shouldn't force these women to be men. God didn't create them for that. Hey, listen here. Make sure you all go get your tickets to the Christmas cantata. Meacham L. Clark and True Purpose. It's a great lineup. It's going to be at the amphitheater. You all need to get your tickets now. All right? Get your tickets now. The flyer's on my page. It's a good lineup. I'm going to give you a couple of people that's going to be the Groover Boys, H.B. Charles and the Shallow Church Mass Choir. I'm singing. So if you don't come see me. We believe in the Lord to have a good time. A Jacksonville Christmas. That's right. Coretta Pelson Carter, can you put the link up for them to get tickets as well? Keno, what you talking about now? Wait a minute. You need to come to the cantata. Bring your fiance. Bring your family. And all of you need to get tickets. I'm going to say this last thing. We've got to do better by supporting each other and giving money towards each other. Some of y'all so cheap. You've never done anything, so you don't understand the strain and the responsibility that comes when you're trying to lift something big. This is major for the body of Christ, that we're able to have a concert We're able to celebrate the King of Kings in the amphitheater. That is huge. That is big. And we need to get behind Meacham Clark, True Purpose. We need to support it. Don't just buy a ticket, show up. But if you can't show up, buy a ticket. All right. Shanae, what's up, love? Shanae Huff, good to see you. But a woman shouldn't have to be your superwoman. Don't make her go buy the ticket. You buy the ticket and take her. Come on. All right. Peace out. Y'all have a good night.